And the microphone's on, I can see it. Okay, I will call this regular meeting of the Public Site and Building Commission to order at 7:01. And join me in the pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America,
under God, indivisible, liberty.
Thanks, everyone. Okay. We had to quickly put this room back together. Here's Dave Olson. Quickly put the room back together because there's a new floor in here, which is lovely. I think we did okay. We'll have to see. Hi, David. So we're all good. We just started the meeting. Public input, no public correspondence, nothing that's not part of our meeting documents, which were sent out to everyone, and approval of meeting minutes. So I will make a motion that we approve the meeting minutes from the regular meeting of February 26, 2025. You fixed it, right? Yeah, let's second. Okay, I got a second from Roger. Does anybody notice anything that needed to be up?
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, it was, I think it's the agenda. Oh, it was the agenda and we had to fix it. So it was good. No, you sent out the wrong minutes, then you sent out the right minutes. Yeah, there you go. We figured it out. All right. Anybody see anything that needs to be updated? Whatever. All good? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Anybody need to abstain? Everybody was here last time. Yeah, good. Okay, done. So moving into our old business, the high school HVAC upgrade. We do have some invoices, but Rick, can you give us an update on, like, did things get started? Have there been, have they been marking things out and getting work done?
Yeah, so we had an update. We're still continuing with meetings on Tuesdays. We had one again yesterday, an update with Save More and the school staff and whatnot. And Dave Horvath actually attended yesterday as well. But Save More is working through their plans. They're going through and do coordination drawings. They have run into a couple of issues that they're kind of working through, and some that they're going to mark up some plans and send them out to Kohler Ronan to have them check certain areas and see if there's a workaround, or if, in fact, that's really the site. What's happening out at the site, or they're just doing something, misinterpreting something. So they're kind of working through that, and that's what they've been doing right along. They haven't started abatement. Okay, they did have their test holes. As everybody knows, the state letter was submitted. They came back and they needed to do some test holes for sampling. So they did do 3 or 4 test holes last Thursday. They have sent those out to the state, and from what I'm told by Save More, that they came back clean, all 3. They do a pre-drill test, air test during the drill, as well as an air test after the drill. So they have seen that it was clean. There's actually nothing asbestos that they can find in those samples, but the state hasn't fully reviewed it, so they haven't gotten that back. Not holding them back from doing work. They are marking areas out, finding out what the field conditions are at the school, and they have people there, I believe most every night, Tyler, if I'm not mistaken. So they are continuing to go for that. We hope to have by the end of next week the response back from the state that agrees with their findings of zero emissions, and we can go from there.
So with the test holes that they drilled, did they just test the air before and after, or did they also test the material that came out of the holes?
No, they just needed to test the air test is what the state was looking for.
Okay.
On that, it was misinterpreted by Jay when he told it to me the first time, and he thought it was going to be the actual sample of the walls, but it was more the air testing samples that they were questioning during, as a result of the state letter.
Oh, okay.
Okay. As far as submittals and they're being reviewed and returned in a timely fashion. There's no lead time issues still with any. They boarded the VRFs, and you can see by the invoice we have for approval that it has they do have 11 skids of equipment in, as well as the DOAS units have been ordered as well. So that's moving along. The alternate change order 1, alternate 2 has been executed, and so they have that fully under contract, as well as the commissioning agent from SES. That contract has been fully executed as well. So I do have a meeting. Joseph from SES reached out to me today, and we do have a meeting with him on Wednesday to discuss the project next week.
Okay.
All right. And then the Panoni submittal has also been executed, and I believe Tyler, you've sent that out to Panoni to get that
I
started.
sent it to Panoni on Monday. I didn't receive a response. Monday or yesterday, I forget now. But Panoni has it. They know it. The PO has been executed and they are cleared to move. I haven't seen a response, so I'll ping them in the morning and make sure that they're working on that.
Okay. And that's the long and short of it there, Kathy.
Okay, so with the equipment, where is it? Does Sagamore have a yard somewhere that's just?
Yeah, it's at the riggers. The address is on the insurance form. So I've received the insurance form from the rigger where it is, the bills of lading and photographs of the equipment on the skids.
Okay. And so you verified all that just because they said on their invoice that that's equipment on site, so to speak.
Exactly. It's on site, but we want to make sure it's insured, right? So we wanted to make sure we had the certificate of insurance for that, and we just wanted some proof, bills of lading and some photos of that in their yard, which we did receive, which is normal protocol for
right,
for that type of thing.
Where's their yard? I'm just curious. Where's their yard? Storage area?
I don't have that offhand, to be honest with you, but it.
The crane yard is in Waterbury.
Yeah, I think that was part of all the back and forth, and then part also, I think that might be, there was separate things attached. And then there were other things that I didn't attach to the invoice. They came separately, the photos, and then that handwritten thing that said everything, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm reading the bill of lading.
Yeah.
It's in Waterbury.
Right,
Industrial rigger 264.
right. So it's at the
There you go.
riggers, same
That's the
force,
riggers.
same force has their own yard, but why move it
Right.
twice? Okay, so I just have a couple questions, Rick. The invoice, which we'll get into in a little bit, shows the original contract sum, and then it says net change by change orders, and it says 0. So is that this specific invoice didn't add in change order 1 for alternate 2?
Correct. I don't think it was officially executed when they initially sent the pencil rack.
Okay. So we'll see that probably on the next.
Correct. And you also see that the withholding is 7% because they're still working through the CHRO, which is they just haven't fully executed it yet. So we've added the extra 2% on that, and that'll eventually get rectified in future payment applications.
Great. Okay. So you said you had a meeting yesterday. Are you meeting every Tuesday or is it every other Tuesday?
It was every other Tuesday.
Okay. And you said Dave Horvath came?
Dave Horvath, yep, was there.
Was-
Tyler was there.
Was it an in-person meeting or
No, it was Zoom.
on Zoom? Okay. Do you want to do a Zoom meeting or? Roger was interested in seeing.
I would just like to see what's being done at the school if I can. I mean, if I
Oh,
can.
certainly. Yeah, I'm gonna try to get down there at some point in the afternoon, one day next week as well. So I don't know if you, Roger, if you want to join us then. Anyone is more than happy to invite you to the Zoom call. We have them every other Tuesday at I think it's 10:30 to 11.
So then I would think, Rick, if you could maybe put a standing either invite or email out to members who might want to attend. And then we
Okay.
might start to get, all right, who's interested, who's not, who's going to attend regularly. And then you can get a list together of who to send that to. And then you could also let all of us know when you're coming next week. And if we can have 3 or less people, that would be good. Because 4 would be a quorum. And we'd have to, for sure.
Okay.
We would have to then
Meeting.
put an agenda out and all that.
Certainly.
I think Dave Horvath's seen some of it, so I don't know if he want to go up. Dave Horvath and a couple, John Perna and one other person, I can't remember who, were up there a lot when they were putting everything together. After Colaronen did the plans, there, we had some meetings up there looking at what was going to work, what wasn't going to work, some suggestions of some changes, which we didn't do because we needed to keep the plans
Mhm.
as is, since we had already applied for the grant. So yeah, if people want to see in person what's going on, basically we're upgrading a chunk of the HVAC in the high school. The overall plans were done by the Board of Ed. They had some money they were able to put together to hire Colaronen to do this review of the whole entire high school. What's lacking, what's missing, et cetera. There's a lot of areas of the school that are not air conditioned, which causes problems in the warmer weather. They sometimes have to shut classes down or shut school down. So this is considered, I think, phase 3 of that whole plan. They kind of put it together in phases. And it's my understanding, and Tyler, you can, or Rick, you can jump in. It's a lot of air conditioning. It's getting a lot of air conditioning to that center of the building that can't get air no matter what. Can't open any windows or whatever.
Yep.
It's actually, Nancy, it's predominantly the exterior on the 1975 edition that's getting the air conditioning. The
Oh.
center was covered under the last phase with AHX one. Covered under the last phase with AHX one.
Got it. Okay. Great. So again, if Rick will let us know when the Tuesday meetings are happening, if people want to zoom in from wherever they are, you can check in. With the renovations of Johnson and Rockwell School, we had weekly meetings. There was a lot going on at once. Sometimes I'd just get on the meeting, stick it in my ears and do whatever I was doing and just kind of pay attention to what was going on.
Yeah, and we had discussed that, Kathy, as well. Just
Let us-
initially getting every other week, and then going possibly to weekly meetings as more activity starts happening. Meetings as more activity starts happening.
Okay. And then let us know again when you think you're coming down next week, and we can get people, whoever wants to go over and meet you, figure out, like, usually you have to check in at the front of the school, the main entrance, check in, go from there. All
Sure,
right.
I know that Thursday and Friday of next week. Tyler's asked that we kind of halt anything going on Thursday and Friday because of teacher conferences and a flag.
Okay. Okay, so it won't be Thursday or Friday, but could be on any of the other days. So you'll let us know. No good budget review today. I don't think we need to do a budget review every single time. Maybe once a month, maybe whenever there's big changes, you can let us know. And then
Yeah, with everything that was on the budget last month, it hasn't changed.
Yeah, okay, that's what I figured. So there was a bunch of emails that went through with me on them about the Pannoni proposal contract, SCS, and Melanie looking for different information, et cetera, et cetera. Both of those are done and executed, you said,
Correct.
Rick.
Correct.
So who's going to upload those to the shared drive, both of them?
I did that this afternoon. Pannoni's on there this afternoon, and he's on there this afternoon, and
SCS, okay. Okay, good. Because I was looking at there was a bunch of them that came through and some were incomplete, some had a whole bunch of other attachments, et cetera, et cetera. I wasn't sure how much or what to upload, so you took care of that. That's good. Okay, I think that's it, except for invoices, unless anybody has any questions. Other input. Rick, do you have anything else before we do invoices?
No, I think that's pretty much it.
That's, pretty much it.
Okay, Dave Horvath just jumped on.
Sorry, everybody.
Um,
Sorry, everybody.
That's okay. We were just finishing up. Rick gave us an update on the project and meeting yesterday, et cetera. We were just going to get into invoices unless you have anything, since you didn't know what we said. Probably don't.
No, it's all good.
So we'll do invoices. Do you
That's
need,
all good.
yeah, do you need me to put them up on the screen? I can find them and do that. If these got sent out to everyone.
I'm good.
Kohler Ronin one is going to be the same.
I'm good.
Yeah, they took their amount and they just divided it into whatever, 50,000 divided by whatever. So they don't have like backup hours and stuff because some months it's more hours, some months it's less. It's just a construction administration amount.
But it's per the contract, so
Yes,
that they bill it.
yes, yep. So I'll make a motion that we approve the Kohler Ronin invoice number 22021.02.01-3 dated February 28th, 2025. So that's for the month of February then, in the amount of $3,662.50.
Second.
So I got David Resendez seconding. Any questions? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Done. And then the Save More. I will make a motion that we approve Save More application for payment. Actually, it's got an invoice number. So invoice number 17310 dated February 24th, 2025 in the amount of $236,266.50. I just need a second.
Second.
And this one has, and again, that went around too. It went around separately because it came in. Actually, it came in, but Rick had to check all the stuff he said he was checking to make sure that theirs has the backup information as it's supposed to. And he was checking to make sure that the stored materials kind of jive with the amount that they put in there. And they sent the bill of lading and a bunch of photos. Yeah. So that's all. He was waiting to check that, which is why we didn't get it until yesterday. If anybody needs to see it, I can. Good, you looked at it, good. Any questions about this or comments? My questions got answered, so that's good. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Done with that. I gotta see if I have any other. Okay. I don't have anything else. Yeah, I don't have any other notes that I wrote down to check on. So one of the things we're still waiting for, Rick, like you said, is the letter back from the state on the testing.
Correct.
They can't do much more without getting that clearance. But otherwise, they're moving along as best they can.
Yep.
Yep.
And then you're going to let us know about your Tuesday meetings and when you're going to be by next week. So if anybody wants to meet you up there, they can.
I will certainly do that.
Good.
And they're working just so I
So
know.
do that.
And they're working mainly during school hours or at night?
No, it's after school. They're not doing any work during school hours, right?
Yeah.
It's all,
It's after 2:30.
It's after 2:30.
after 2:30, and then there's always check-ins with Tyler, the principal, et cetera, making sure that the area that they're going to work in is not where there's meetings happening, because it's not everybody leaves at 2:30 kind of situation. There's practice going on for sports, all kinds of other stuff. So if an area is going to be worked on and there shouldn't be students there, they have to move whatever meeting that might have been happening in that area. They make sure that's all cleared out. Will there be some, like when there's no school coming up, vacations, things like that, will they do double shifts or will they just get in and work during the day?
More likely than not, just during the day. More likely than not, just during the day.
Okay. It's good to know. Anybody have any other questions or anything for Rick or Tyler? Great. Okay, I think we're done with that part. We have a couple other things to go through, but I think we're done with the high school HVAC. So thanks, Rick. Thanks, Tyler.
Thanks, everyone.
I think you all be in touch.
See you next time.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Thanks a lot.
Bye-bye.
So, municipal center locker room renovation. There's a whole process ongoing right now, which I haven't gotten an update on, with BMP, the contractor that's on the state contract list, and Gordian, the company that does project management, et cetera. And they're also part of the whole state contract thing. They're putting together a proposal for what it would cost to update the plans. There were plans that were done way years ago. We're looking at changing those somewhat so that we have more open space to use. The locker rooms are smaller, et cetera. There were some emails back and forth between the Gordian people, BMP people, and first me, but then I referred them to Chris Baldwin, the building official, because they were looking for plans for the entire building, which Chris has an electronic copy of and was able to share with them. Because they have to look at, and I'm not sure if we get to have any input on this, they have to look at the entire building to figure out how many toilets to put in there, which seems kind of like, you know, who's going to go from, if you're working in the probate office down there to go to the bathroom or not. But there's code that has to be applied. And again, when we started looking at it, Chris Baldwin was the one that said, he's the building official, said that you can't just look at that area where the gym and the locker rooms and the storage, to look at the whole building. So good that we added some toilets here and there when we've done some renovations, but I don't know how that's going to affect it. And I'll have to see if they've gotten any further as far as coming up with a cost. It would be good to have that amount, then we're going to have to go ask, you know, do the begging for money thing to cover that, because if we get plans in place, if we have construction documents in place, when grants come along, it makes it a whole lot easier to apply for the grants. Because most of the year and a half ago when we applied for a steep grant, every town that was approved for a grant had already plans in place and some money set aside to get the project started. So having all that in place is going to be helpful. So that's where we are with that. And then I keep the police station training range on because I'm still poking different people to see about this, what I think is an outstanding invoice from ESC. They did the controls, but they also upgraded the regulator on the gas line going out to the makeup air unit. And that was kind of like a separate contract. And I haven't seen an invoice for that yet. So I don't want to close it out and then find out we still owe somebody some money. So I'll get some other emails out and get that checked out.
At what point does your investigation end?
Well, periodically I check in with finance to see if, because ESC does other work for the town. And there are times when invoices have come in, ESC, some other different companies too, who work like on different town buildings. And the invoice kind of goes to the wrong. Did it get paid? And we don't know.
Or does it get lost or whatever?
Well, the last,
It's not ours and.
Yeah.
Yeah, you think
Because
they would
some-
know though, have a list.
well, sometimes stuff gets sent to finance, directly to finance, not through either STV. Usually stuff goes through STV and whoever, me, the chair. Sometimes it goes to Public Works. Kathy sees invoices like, what?
But if it has ESC on it, it's gonna come at my desk at some point. It always
Okay,
comes up on
all
my
right,
desk
that's good to know.
because of it. So, and I know enough to look at it.
Right.
And I haven't seen anything
Okay.
other than town related,
That's
Like-
yeah. Well,
not
I'll
that
get
town.
I'll get in touch with the ESC people I have emails for again. And then I'm going to check in with STV people because the original contract amount for all the controls that we had was like 32,000 something. And we still owe them 800 something. And there was an invoice that came probably across your desk, was not the last meeting, maybe the meeting before, but it was dated April. So it was traveling around the building for a while and then ended up on Kathy's desk. That can happen. I've had Sam Flynn, who's he's purchasing agent, stop me in the hallway going, I think I have something on my desk that's one of your projects. Go up and find, oh yeah, we've been waiting for that. So we usually go through with all the different vendors who to address the invoice to so that it gets to the right place. And sometimes they get, like this one was addressed to Town of Bethel. Good. But who got it? I'm not sure. But it was, Rick went through it and sent it to me and I printed it. So some stuff doesn't come in the mail anymore. But if it gets emailed to the wrong people, then that's an issue too. And I'll check on it again I've gotten spreadsheets from finance of all the payments to all the vendors for the firing range. And that's not on it. I can ask again. I hate being a pain in the ass, but I gotta do it.
So is there any point in which it starts to affect, I don't know, warranty or job closeout or anything like that?
Well, the job's closed out. So all the closeout documents are on the shared drive. I think I uploaded a lot of them to there. We've got a CO. We went through that whole process with the building department, which took a while because we had to go through not just building, but the health department. It's just basically kind of hate to sort of take it off the agenda, which we can put it back on, but hate to say we're done. Look, we have all this money left. Not a lot, but some. And then find an invoice 3 months later. I'd like it to be clean.
Gotcha.
But we can't wait forever.
Right.
And they should, I mean, I would think they did.
Yeah, they must-
sent somebody out to
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
And as I said, if it's a different division, which I kind of think it is, because it's not controls, it's changing the regulator on the gas line. And there was a whole step-by-step, David Horvath can tell you, a process that had to come in just for the day, shut down the gas in the building, drain the lines, change a meter, do something else, come along further here, put the regulator on, hook it all back up, start it all back up, start up the makeup air unit. So it was like a whole day kind of thing that, and also trying to have commissioning agent involved and whoever else needed to be there. So it was like a full scheduled thing and it's done. The makeup air unit's running, so shouldn't be an issue.
Just paying it.
They did it for free. Great.
I was wondering, maybe they don't think could it not be billable or on their end, or they don't think it's billable?
We do have, so I do have a proposal from them that we approved at a meeting that was signed by ESC. Proposal, we approved it. I brought it to Dan for his signature. He approved it. I sent it off. The work got done. You would think. So,
Okay.
yeah, they're a pretty big company. They do a lot of work around, so maybe something got messed up. Who knows?
Wash
figure
your
it-
money.
Oh, let's not say that. Not in a recorded meeting. All right, so I think that's it for today. But I'll keep checking into that and see if we can get that closed out soon. Anybody have any questions?
Nope.
Anybody up there have anything? No? Good. All right. What's next? Somebody has to make a motion.
Make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Any-
Second.
Second? All in favor? Aye.
All right.
Opposed? Done. So we just set a new record. So it was
Good night,
fast.
everyone.
We used to have meetings till 11 o'clock. at night.
Good night.
Good night.
Bye.
Those sound like P and Z meetings. or something.
Well,
I guess with bigger projects, I probably did.
Yeah, so
So
during-
many moving parts, all this